It's a skull day. It's a skull day. It's a good day to be a Vikings fan. Skull. It's a skull day. Yes. 9-2. 9-2. I did not expect us to be 9-2 after 11 games, but here we are going into, what is it now? Week 13? No, it's week 12. No, week 13. Against the Arizona Cardinals at home, US Bank Stadium. I'm excited. You are too. Big game for the Vikes. The NFC North right now is a shit show. The Lions lead right now at, what are they, 11-1? The Vikes are second, 9-2, and the Packers are third, 9-3. That is insane. Lots of work left to be done. The Lions keep squeezing by the skin of their teeth. Eberflus is gone from Chicago, fired after that abysmal last 30 seconds of the game. That ruined my Thanksgiving. Just kidding, I had a great Thanksgiving. But anyways, today I'm going to be sampling some of my favorite drinks. Pickle juice. Yoo-hoo. It's not chocolate milk, it's chocolate drink. Get it right. And then 1% milk. I do like all these things. Just while I'm talking today about the Vikings, I'll be drinking these things because I don't feel like drinking alcohol today. That's a 10 out of 10 right there. I love that. Every morning I chug it. Yeah, don't drink after my milk because I probably backwash in there. Anyways, that's not the point of today's video. Today's video is the state of the Minnesota football Vikings right now. And we're 9-2. I couldn't be happier. The only thing that makes me sad is the fact that the Lions are somehow better than us record-wise, and the Packers are on our heels. Any other division in football, we'd be number one right now outside of the Chiefs division, but doesn't matter. We're stuck where we're at. We could see 3 teams in the NFC North. We will see 3 teams in the NFC North make the playoffs. That being the Vikings, Packers, and the Lions, which sucks. I hate both of them. But anyways, Vikes survive against the Bears last week. The Bears played yesterday on Thanksgiving, so it's been a game since then, but they are playing on a short week. Obviously, Thursday, Thanksgiving. But my lord, that game went to overtime. Johnny Munt basically wasn't paying attention. Ball hit his foot on the onside kick, forced to overtime. Sam Darnold, legacy drive, clutched up. John Parker Romo, banger to win. Shout out John Parker Romo. He's been a great kicker. I think his only miss was a extra point against maybe the Colts. I don't know. No, it wasn't against the Colts. It was the game after the Colts. I'm blanking. I don't care right now anyway. But yeah, the Vikes keep it moving. I'm Sam Darnold, man. He's just a beautiful human being. He's a beautiful football player. I love him so much. There's so many things I want to say about him. I just don't have the time. But he's turned into one of my favorite football players, not only Vikings, but football players of all time. Just the way he carries himself, the way he acts. And I know I gush over him in a lot of these videos, but I just have so much love for that dude. I'd love to shake his hand, man. He seems like a good fella, and he's got a good set of shoulders on him. And I really respect the way he plays football and the way that he owns everything he does. Always shake up your yoo-hoo. But I love Sam. And I know it's a good problem to have, but next offseason, I guess, it's going to be like the J.J. McCarthy versus Sam Darnold sweepstakes. Oh, and how did I even forget about Daniel Dimes? Danny Dimes is a Minnesota Viking. Danny Dimes is a Minnesota Viking, and that's pretty insane, just considering the history that the Giants and the Vikings do have. It's kind of a little Fox rivalry, if you will. I wouldn't even say that, but, you know, obviously, 2022, Vikings host the New York Football Giants in Minnesota in the playoffs, first round, and Daniel Dimes had the best game of his life. Threw for however many touchdowns, maybe 3, and 350 yards, and absolutely sauced us. Kirk threw that check down to Hawkinson on 4th and 8. We all know how that ended. Fat L for the Vikings. And anyways, that made the ownership of the Giants think that, oh, let's give this guy $45 million a year for 4 or 5 years. And they did that, and because of that, they lost Saquon and Xavier McKinney, to name a few. But anyways, I think the Giants have a lot more problems other than quarterback. If you watched the game last night, I didn't actually, but I kept up with it. The Giants just suck so much. They're just horrible. They're not fun to watch. I'm glad I'm not a Giants fan. But Giants fans can't complain because they have 2 rings in this century. The Vikings have this many. But yeah, Danny Dimes, welcome to Minnesota. I hope you get what you want out of your time in Minnesota. I really do. I guess whether that's being a second string, third string, learning under Kevin O'Connell. I respect that you wanted to come here. There was 9 other teams that wanted him as a backup role. I know the Ravens were one of those included in that, and multiple others. But he chose the true purple team. Ravens are not the true purple team. But yeah, Vikes face off this Sunday in Minnesota against the Cardinals, as I said earlier, and going to be Kyler Murray game. The Vikes have bested the Cardinals recently, more often than not. We played them, Yeah, we played them 2 years ago. That was when Kirk had that 25-yard touchdown run. Pretty athletic from the man Kirk. Screw Kirk, just kidding. Yes, and speaking of Kirk, next week, Vikes face the Atlanta Falcons in Minnesota. Your boy will be attending that game. I'm very excited. I'm going to be yelling my ass off, and I'll finally be surrounded around fans who love me and don't want to tear my head off. Pickle juice. But man, I really don't have any complaints with the Vikes right now. I really am just happy that they're moving on. Ivan Pace is on the IR, which really stinks. He's been having a good year. I love Ivan Pace. He's just a great story. Obviously undrafted out of Cincinnati, undersized linebacker. Steal of the draft, in my opinion, in that draft. But yeah, I think I read something that he's expected to play. So when you put in the IR, you're out for 4 weeks automatically. But that week 17, it's the Packers. It seems like he's expected to play. This is not a season-ending injury, so that's great news. Cam Robinson, I guess the Darisaw replacement. His injury doesn't seem to be super. It doesn't seem to be bad. It seems like he's going to play against the Cardinals. I need to do some more research. I've been busy on the practice reports. I think he was a limited, which is a good sign usually. But yeah, other than that, injuries aren't a huge issue right now. Cashman's been playing good. The Vikes just signed a linebacker. I think he was a former first-round pick. I can't remember what his name is, but we'll see if he gets any time. But yeah, the defense is looking good. But I'm just worried about sometimes that we're sending a lot of blitzes and the blitzes don't get home. And yes, we get a lot of sacks. I get that. But there's a lot of times when we send 6 and they block 6 and nobody gets to the quarterback. And the quarterback just sits there forever against a crap O-line like the Bears. And is it something to be concerned about? Probably not, but maybe a little. To give some props where props are due, Van Ginkel is by far the best free agency signing the Vikings have made ever for the amount we're paying him. And he needs to be in purple till he retires. I love watching him play football. It's great to have a guy like that on the backbone of the defense, on the edge, in coverage. I mean, there was one throw that Caleb made, and I hate Caleb Williams, but I have to give him respect here. He made a really good throw, and Ginkel was literally a centimeter away from just getting a finger on it, and it would not have been a first down. I think it was a long third down, which they ended up turning into maybe that was the blocked kick drive. Anyways, shout out Jerry Tillery. Great blocked field goal. I like Jerry Tillery. I love some Jerry Tillery, I'm not going to lie. But I'm not going to sit here, and I've watched other Vikings podcasts that have been ripping into Kevin O'Connell's play calling. And I have been a guy who's definitely been very, I've said some negative things about Kevin from time to time about his play calling. For the most part in that Bears game, I liked his play calling. When it mattered most, the plays frickin' worked. And it's football. Not everything's gonna work. It's a chess match here. Sometimes the other team will just call a good play, and it's just not your day. But we won the damn game. But the people are complaining about that 4th and 1. It was about from the Bears' 40-yard line. It was like no man's land. Like you couldn't kick a field goal. Also, John Parker Romo is not known for his leg strength. He's got accuracy, but not his leg strength, which is kind of an issue. But 4th and 1, and the Vikes go empty formation, 5 wide. And I saw they had Aaron Jones is that 5th outside wide receiver, just like the decoy guy to get a corner or linebacker out of the picture. And when I initially saw that 5 wide formation, I assumed that, all right, they're just spreading the defense out. Sam Darnold's getting a look at what's going on. And they never brought him in motion back behind, next to the quarterback, and they hiked the ball. And, honestly, though, Hawkinson was open, but that was not the first read. If Darnold had just looked at Hawkinson first read, easy first down, game over. None of this bullshit would have even happened in the first place. But that didn't happen. But the Vikes won. That's all that matters. And to my point, I don't think Kevin O'Connell deserves much blame. I actually like to praise him for that game. The play calling on that. Well, when Nick Mullins came in the game, it was like a 3rd and 15, and they called a really good play call. And the commentators described it well. It was literally 5 wide, empty set. The 4 of the 5 receivers just go deep and prepare a block, and you throw a little under route. And I forget who they threw it to. Maybe it was Naylor or Jones. I don't know. But threw it to somebody underneath, and then all the guys blocked and worked perfectly. But props there. Kudos to that play call. I've never really seen anything like that before, I'm not going to lie. So props to KOC on that one. Huge dub for the Vikes. Much needed dub. Much needed W. Oh, man. It feels good to be 9-2. And I'll tell you what, it is surreal, kind of. The amount of times the Vikings have been 9-2 through this many games is, in my entire life, has not happened. Let's just say it has not happened very often. So when it does, I'm just going to be excited. I'm going to live it up, and nobody can take that away from me. And if you're a Vikings fan, you should feel the same way. Be proud of the fellas. Don't let the media get in your head about, who the Vikings beat. We beat good teams. Everybody in the NFL is good. It's we have to play who's on our schedule. And out of the teams on our schedule that we played, 11 of them so far, we beat 9 of them. And the 2 we lost to, I think the Rams are underrated. And we lost to the Lions, who are arguably the best team. We lost to them by 2 points. We were leading until the last 40 seconds of the football game. But we should be proud of Sam. To end this podcast, I think we should be very proud of Sam Darnold and what he's been able to accomplish. Aaron Jones has been good outside of the few fumbles. Wide receivers have looked great. Jordan Addison playing out of his mind. Obviously, Jefferson didn't have the greatest game, but Jefferson just being out there is important. And he will have his. He will get his. And I like what he said. He said, if it's not me eating, it's them eating, and they ate. And I respect that. That's a team player right there. You think CeeDee Lamb says that? Hell no. Stephon Diggs? Hell no. None of those asshole receivers. Jordan Addison wouldn't say that. But here we are, 9-2. See you guys next week. Skol.